Hey guys, so this proportion video that you're gonna watch is a little bit different from my other content. Basically, this video has been recorded months ago, and I decided to release it for free because this was actually a Patreon class that I teach over on Patreon. And if you guys like this kind of long form content, then make sure you guys follow me and support me on Patreon for more informative long form tutorials like this. I want to give you guys a little bit of a example or a little taste of how tutorials are taught over on my Patreon, and this is going to be a free class I release. So hope you guys enjoy, and thank you guys so much for your support, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks. Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. This is another request video that I got from one of you guys. Like I said, feel free to leave suggestions for videos, and I will get to them as soon as possible. But today we're going to be going over understanding proportions, how proportions work and how to draw proportions from memory, because I feel like that's something that's pretty complicated to do. So like I said, you guys know how we go. No editing, stuff like that. We just go straight through it. And any mistakes or hiccups that happen, just you just gotta deal with it, But right now we have just a male and female, basic figure that we're gonna use for reference. And these are just gonna be showing you how I go about doing proportions. Because if you understand how to draw cubes and breaking them into cube shapes, proportions are very simple to do, okay? And I know you guys are like, boxes again, but look, just watch, okay? So for instance, I'm drawing a line on both top and bottom, and connecting them together, making our first cube. As you can see, this cube encapsulates the head and the neck area, okay? And if we just go down again and we draw a line on the bottom part of the rib cage where the rib cage ends, we have a second cube. All right, so we got one. Okay, there we got one. Then we got two. All right, and then if we draw another cube that divides it at the bottom of the rib cage, or the bottom of the pelvis, I mean, you can see that we have a third cube. Okay, and we're gonna pretty much keep on dividing this up over and over again until we're finally done. Just like the knees area and then the bottom part of the ankles. Okay, and that is pretty much how I go about doing it. So now we have 5 cubes, and then maybe like a half quarter cube on the bottom where the feet are. But that's not important because you can draw the feet outside of that area in the first place, okay? So yeah, this is pretty much how I do it. This is how I go about dividing the cubes up and making the proportions. All right. And if you remember this guide, it's gonna be so easy for you to understand proportions, bro. Like, it's very simple, okay? So yeah, that's how we do it. We divide the body up into 5 cube shapes. They don't gotta be even as long as you're just close or similar in shape. Like, people are so bent on making sure that they're perfect cubes, which is not, you don't gotta do that, okay? But yeah, the box is an OP guide. It's an OP, tool to use when it comes to art. So understanding it is very important, okay? If anything, at least know how to draw cubes because cubes are just so powerful, okay? Probably the most powerful tool ever, all right? And yeah. So now I'm going to show you guys how I can do it. First, just start with a cube shape on your paper or tablet. Don't worry about it being pretty, just as long as you understand or have the cube. The shoulders are going to sit around right here, and make sure that the head and neck fit within this box, okay? So just dividing it up like so. The shoulders are going to be that bottom part of the box, drawing in a second box like this. And then this is going to be where the rib cage is going to sit. All right. So that's pretty much how it goes. All right. So that our second box is going to be the rib cage is going to sit. We're going to just draw in a simple oval shape inside of this, like so. Wrong color. Let me get the darker blue. There we go. So we got the rib cage sitting inside like so. You can draw the arch if you want to, the center line, and also the rib cage. If you divide the box in half, you can actually get where the chest, the pectorals are gonna be, and the shoulders are gonna sit on the outside of the cube. Okay, so the rib cage and chest sit all within one cube, and so does the pelvis and waist area. Okay, so drawing that in simple is going to pretty much be, the easiest way we can do it. Okay, continuing our center line down. All right, this is where the pelvis is going to be. You can just go up. All right, with a V or a looping shape. Okay, and also I'm going to show you guys in the next part, but this head method is one way people like to do proportions, which is, I'm not gonna lie, I never understood the head method. But the box method, something that I think I created. I came up with it. I didn't use a video for it. But this is how I can understand proportions better, okay, by using the cube method instead of the head method. So the legs are gonna be 2 more boxes, okay. The thigh is going to sit within here. The knee is going to be halfway on the line. And then you can draw in the bottom part of the leg, and the arms are going to end right on that on the bottom of the third box. And the feet are going to be right on the bottom, just poking out slightly from that area, okay? So just remember that the end of the last box is going to be where the ankles are, not the feet. The ankle's going to be on that part of the box. All right? And then we pretty much got our rough guide, our rough sketch. Okay, now this is not pretty. I was rushing it. I was just trying to show you guys a quick example. You guys can make it neater, of course, but this is just a basic guy, a basic figure that you guys can work from. Okay, the head method is not something that I'm not used to. Like, I never understood it. If you guys understand the head method, then maybe. I think the heads are mostly used for drawing height on a character, but it can also be used for proportions as well. This 5 box method is how I break down the proportions, and now we're gonna do it another time, just so you guys can see. Repetition is the mother of learning. That's what my piano teacher used to always tell me when I used to take piano classes. Repetition. She was an alien, I think. She was kind of crazy. Anyway, so now we're going to just lighten our guide, and like I said, it is a guide. It's not a guide just to show you rough areas of where things go. It's not supposed to be a grid where you have to follow it exactly. Okay. Now I'm gonna actually sketch out a character and actually put a little bit more effort into it. So, drawing in our head shape on the top part of the box. All right. If you want to understand where the neck goes, you can divide the box in half. Okay, just like this. Dividing the box in half, and then you can draw the neck, and then dividing the box. By the way, dividing the boxes is a very good way to lay out things as well. Okay, so the bottom of the first box is going to be where the collarbone and shoulders lay. Okay, we could draw our 2 circles poking out, drawing in our rib cage like this. Okay, boom. We can divide the second box in half again, and that's going to be where our chest and pectorals are going to lie. Okay? And we can draw in our waist area, and dividing the third box in half, we have the pelvis and where that connects to. okay? And you know, the arms are gonna of course come down to the third box, and they're going to sit right there. This is where the wrist is gonna be. The wrists are going to end on the bottom of the third box, and then you can draw the hands that are gonna pretty much be you know, a quarter way into the fourth box or whatever. So there we have our first part done, just like that. Simple. All right, drawing in our thigh. All right, the halfway point between the 5 and 4 box are going to be where the kneecaps lie. Okay, drawing in our leg just like so. And then, of course, the bottom part of our leg is going to, you know, stop right here at our 5th box, at the bottom of the 5th box. And then we can draw in our feet just like so, which is going to be pretty much a half box or a quarter box. Okay, I said the box a lot in that whole sentence, but in that in that whole rant, I said the box a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. Okay, this is how you can get proportions quickly and efficiently without having to worry about things looking skewed or weird or whatever. Like I said, it's good to understand proportions first before you start exaggerating. Because if you don't understand proportions the basic way, exaggerating it is not going to help because you're going to just look weird, okay? So now I'm going to lighten our character and we're going to go in. I'm going to just do symmetry tool because, you know, to save time or whatever. But now we're going to go in, just down in our darker lines. And as you can see, we got our head shape. All right, the top of the head is going to stop at that box. The neck is going to end somewhere around the bottom of the box. You can also use that line on the bottom of the box number 1 to lay down the collarbones. Okay, you can draw in the chest on that halfway point, as you can see. Dividing the second box in half gives us the area of where you lay down the chest. Coming down with the rib cage is at, all right. Then coming down here to third box, and then we can divide the box in half again, and then that's where we can end our waist area and then start drawing the pelvis, okay? And then drawing in that area as well, all right. Then that's gonna be going to our 4th box. The 4th box is gonna pretty much be the entire thigh, okay, and then the knee is gonna be between 5 and 4. And then coming down to where the ankle is at, drawing in our feet. And that's pretty much it. Okay, this is why I love using boxes and dividing them in half. Okay, I know you guys are like, yo, this is a lot of math. I know you guys are trying to do mathematics, but it helps. Okay, it helps. And like I said, this is how you do it with memory. Okay, so listen, y'all, math is important. Even when it comes to art, math is important. I know you're like, ugh, I don't like school. But look, some of the times you dividing these boxes up is really helpful. All right, but it's more fun because you get to get a cool character afterwards, okay? So now the wrist and hands are going to pretty much be like that. And boom, we pretty much have our entire character. So, yep. I know. It's like that. It's that easy. I know. I didn't believe it either, but it is that easy. Trust me. It's that simple. It's that simple. As long as you understand how these methods work, drawing proportions is like, nah, it can't be that easy. But as you can see, the 5-box method is how I use or how I draw proportions. Okay? And once you get more advanced, you can shorten or shrink or elongate these boxes to create different kinds of characters. And we're gonna get into that into other videos when we're drawing like monsters and stuff like that, because the 5-box method applies in a lot of different ways. This is just level 1. Okay, this is level 1 of proportions. But we're gonna get into, you know, different ways of doing it and how to understand it when it comes to exaggerating characters or drawing exaggerated proportions on characters. You know, but that's for a later video. Okay. So yeah, we have our guy here. Okay. A quick, simple figure, still using the basic shapes that I taught. And this applies for both male and female characters. Doesn't matter, because women and men have the same or similar proportions. We have similar proportions. It's just that women have different skeletal structures, and then they have wider hips and breasts and all that stuff. But that doesn't really matter, because in terms of the proportion part, it works the same way. So whether you're drawing a girl or a guy, follow this guide, and you'll get a proportioned character that you can use for your comics, your mangas, your whatever you want, illustrations, or just straight up practicing. Is how you do it. Okay, and this part I'm gonna show you guys. You know, you can still use this to like use poses. So I'm gonna show you guys how you can still pose your character with this with this grid, with this method. So if we erase the arm real quick, back to the math part again. I don't know if you guys know the how do I explain it? It's like kind of like a an angle, kind of. Let's see. If we were to take a angle like this, okay, and then draw an arch, okay, you can apply that to the box method, if that makes any sense, okay? Because as you guys know, when things, when there's an angle and then things turn, it creates an arc, and we can use this arc to like move the, the arm in different ways. All right, so let me show you real quick. I know you're like, bro, what's going on? Just, trust me, trust the process. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna show you what I mean. So if we were to take our, hold on, it's not even real quick. Let me adjust this real quick. There we go. It wasn't even at first, but anyway, like I was saying, if we were to take the elbow, okay, and then draw in an angle like that from the box end, we can draw in an arc, and then the elbow will be around right here, okay, and then we can just connect that with our arm shape, okay, and then we can draw in the the arm on the waist, if that makes any sense. And that's how you can still bend the arm while still keeping proportions, okay? Just a little quick tip, all right? That's more advanced stuff. I'm gonna get into that later. More beginner master stuff, okay? But that's just a quick little tip, just in case you guys want to pose the arm, the leg. You can still move the joints of the character, but you have to make sure you keep the arcs in mind so that it doesn't ruin your proportions, because you don't want to have an arm that's like sticking too far out and then it looks really weird, okay? Anyway, enough math, enough mathematics, enough mathematics and stuff like that. Back to the actual art part of the tutorials. That is pretty much how I do it. Now, it's not going to be a long video. We're moving on like 20 something minutes. But yeah, this is pretty much how it goes. And like I said, once you become more advanced, like I'm talking about like master level stuff, you can even use this method. It still applies even when it comes to perspective, okay? So right here, I'm going to draw, hold on, just messed up real quick. Let me fix that real quick. Sorry. But once you get better, you can start using this box or this 5-box chart in perspective. So if you can draw in like a tower, a cube tower, in perspective like this, as you can see, it's like coming at the camera in an angle. You can still take this, all right, take this divided cube and divide it into different sections, different box shapes, We can do our one box. Okay, that's our first one. We can do our second box. Okay, we can get our third box, our fourth box, and then we can add in our fifth box. And as you can see, the boxes get shorter, and we can still use this to draw in our character in different angles. So we can draw perspective and get, foreshortening and stuff like that. Okay. Now this is like super advanced. Like I'm skipping ahead. And I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm confusing you. I'll stop. This is like extreme master level type shit, but we'll get into that in different videos. But I'm just showing you guys what are the possibilities. It's not just a straight up and down method. You can also get angles and perspective and get other kinds of things from this same method, as long as you can draw it in 3D. So yeah, just like this, we can get in a quick character, and you can feel that the character is moving at us in perspective, and the head is bigger, and the chest is getting smaller, and the legs are getting smaller. And I'm still using the same method. It's the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 box method, but now we're angling it. Now we're just taking it and putting it into perspective. Okay. And you can get something that looks like this. And of course, we're gonna get into drawing poses and stuff like that, but later videos. So yeah, enough of that. I'm just a little quick example of what you can do, just for the future of this tutorial series. So yeah, but for now, focus on the straight up and down cube on cube method, breaking it down into its simple shapes and forms, and master this first, okay? Because the one thing you don't want to do is to have wonky proportions on a character. But if you can understand this 5-box method, then you can really, take your stuff to the next level. Okay. What else can I tell you? I don't want to rant and go on for hours for no reason if I don't have to. Like to get to the point and get out. But I think that's gonna be pretty much it. Yeah. So that is pretty much how I do it. All right. Now, if you guys are, not comfortable with this method, if you want to, there are videos out there by other artists who teach you guys how to draw the head method, which is like, you draw one head and then you draw like another head, and then you're pretty much just stacking them on top of each other. I don't know, my brain doesn't understand how this works. I think it's mostly for height. I'm not sure. I might be using it wrong, so correct me if I am. But, it's pretty much a method where you take a head and you just, stack the heads on top of each other. And then boom, that's something, you get something like that. If you understand this method, then please teach me, because I don't know. It's just like, from what I've heard, you take the heads and you try to divide them up. It's similar to what I just showed you guys. You divide the heads up and you get proportions. But I don't know, I feel like the way I just taught the box method, it's much more understandable and digestible, okay, for me to understand. But if you guys prefer this method, where you guys use the heads, then please, by all means, use it. I'm not telling you it's a bad way of doing things. I'm not saying it's a wrong way. There is no wrong way of doing things. There's just different techniques that work for different people, okay? So if you're a person who understands how to use the heads, use it. If you don't understand the box, but I just taught you guys how to use the box method, then don't use it, okay? So yeah, everyone learns in different ways. Everyone learns differently at different rates. So don't feel like there's a full solid way of doing stuff, okay? It's all about, how you learn, how you take in information, and how you apply that information to your own work, okay? But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. That is going to be it for this tutorial. I hope it helped you guys out. If you didn't, then that's tough, buddy. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.